Hi everybody, my name's Lucia. If you don't know me already, hi, welcome. I hope you like my videos and enjoy them. I talk about business, I talk about travel, I talk about makeup. If you haven't already, subscribe. I think you will really like my channels. Today I'm basically gonna give you like heads up when you're traveling, what kind of makeup to pack for certain trips based off of my experience. Egypt is very dry. It will suck any sort of moisture out of the air and off your skin. I originally have dry skin, so that was a big problem for me. I actually had the most breakouts when I was down there, still trying to be cute and flawless, but my moisturizer, if you don't have a good moisturizer, of course your foundation is going to go on a little bit cakey depending on what you actually have for foundation. Well, I wasn't thinking clearly because I took the Double Wear foundation by Estee Lauder and I had this moisturizer. Those two together did not mix because the foundation already was dry, so I wasn't thinking clearly. I should have took this one to Egypt, but I didn't. This is the Prolong Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This would have been ideal to take over to Egypt because it's actually moisturizing. And instead of Clinique, you should take Tatcha. Tatcha is so moisturizing. It is unreal. I freaking love it. I cannot rate it enough. And I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of hearing about it on YouTube. But this is actually so amazing. I love it. So if you guys don't know what the Double Wear Foundation by Estee Lauder is, I'll go ahead and link a picture. But those two together, going to Egypt, Dubai, anywhere where it's dry, deserty, is not ideal. You're gonna want to take something more nourishing, more moisturizing, and has like a dewy kind of finish, because those ones are gonna last the longest without being patchy, without drying your skin out. Don't get me wrong, I actually like this. I think this would be better in humid places because it's not so oily. It's gel based and it's really light on the skin, and since it's humid, it's just going to keep you hydrated. So I think this would be perfect for those kind of atmospheres, that kind of weather basically is what I'm trying to get at. This didn't do well in Dubai or in Egypt. I don't even know why I pack it. I always think that something different is going to come out of it, but no, don't do it. I promise you it won't work out. I'm just advising, do not take that to a desert-based location. If you have dry to normal skin, don't do that. So Prolong Wear by MAC, this is a must when you're in desert areas because this is nourishing for the skin. It doesn't leave it dry or anything like that. And for the moisturizer, I definitely advise Tatcha. Tatcha has done so much wonders for me. I was in Dubai using Tatcha and had so much more of a better experience. I had an amazing experience with Tatcha. And the MAC Prime Plus Prep Plus Prime, I use this for a primer out there. This was amazing. When I got into the pool, because your girl likes to be flawless, constant, because my man was there and I wanted to look like dolled up 24/7. Even in the pool, I wanted to be the bombest. So I did a lot of research and found out that Hourglass, their primer is basically waterproof, and I didn't know that. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, really? I was like, so I used this for a primer to help my foundation stay on, because it was waterproof, and then on top of that I used this one, which is the Prolong. Then I used this one, which is the Prolong Nourishing Waterproof foundation. Those two together were life. I loved it. I wore those together and I was in and out of the ocean constant and didn't have any problems with my foundation coming off at all. I had it like constant, and there's SPF, I believe, in this one. No, I lied. I'm not sure if this one has SPF or not, but I had that and I was going in and out of the ocean and it was amazing. It was so great and romantic. I loved it and I looked flawless. I was dolled up to the nines. My makeup did not budge at all. My eyebrows I purchased the brow pencil from Wet n Wild in dark brown, and I wore that to go in and out of the ocean, and my eyebrows stayed on like flawlessly. They didn't budge at all. And so that's kind of what I do when I go into the water. It's like, okay, I need something that's gonna be legit. You know, like I go full on, like I'm gonna be dulled to the last minute, you know, like, so I really enjoyed it. That combo worked for me when I was out there. I hope it works for you guys if you guys are considering going in and out of the pool, in and out of the ocean. If it can hold off in the ocean, clearly it can hold off in the pool. I used that same eyebrow pencil when I was over in Dubai and over in Egypt. That pencil has done me wonders. It's actually pretty cheap. It's like $1 or $1 and some change. Just one of those things. I just like to wear makeup and be flawless and things like that, but you know, you're flawless as you without the makeup, you know what I mean? So I mean, it's not that big of a problem. I just like being extra. I purchased this little tiny container, the travel sized ones, during the holidays because I knew I was gonna travel. So I did that. I got this, and then I got a mini this, and I kept the containers, and I just refill, like when I travel I refill this, the little one with the big one. This was amazing when I went to travel. It helped my skin so much because my skin's so dry. This like spritz throughout, like after the flight or even during the flight, because my, you know, the skin situation on the flight, like so drying. And I don't get me wrong, like before I go and see my man, I'm like that crazy girl that throws on the face mask in the middle of a flight, like trying to get my skin like prepped and dolled up to see my man, you know. I'm that girl. So instead of having that, because it's like you get these awkward stares clearly when you're trying to be flawless, you know, take care of yourself, a little self-care, you know what I mean. I went ahead and just spritzed this on my face, and this did so much. I love this thing. It did so much for my skin throughout my whole trip, like seeing my man over in England and then flying from England over to the Maldives. Constant, like, you know, travel air, the air on your face is very drying. This saved my life. I love it. I was in Dubai, and don't get me wrong, like I'm all sweaty, and you know, I was just feeling hot and stuff. My skin felt so dry. So I was just spritz this on my face, and it was just like this glow. My skin was dewy. It was great. I loved it. This saved my life. I would advise this when you travel to desert areas or when you're traveling, period. This is a must-have. I purchased this during the holiday time, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so perfect. Like, it has all these little containers. I can take them on my trip. So I bought this before I went to the Maldives. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect, you know. And so the trial size was my make or break in investing in the big one, because you know, these things aren't cheap. Don't get me wrong, $68, you know, you can probably, like, my shopping is, I could totally buy it, you know what I mean. For some people it's just like, why are you gonna spend $68 or so on something that's, you're just gonna, you know, wash off your face at the end of the day, or however. I love my skin. I invest a lot in my skin, so this was a must for me. I didn't mind investing in that because I knew, you know, a lot of things don't work for my skin. That did. So I was just like, yes, Tatcha, you are my best friend now. So it doesn't do well in humidity with my skin type, normal to dry. For everybody else, I don't know. I love this primer. This is such a good primer in any other weather but humidity. This stuff is amazing. This is a translucent powder. This is amazing. I absolutely love this. It like just seeps into your pores. No flashback in photos. It's really, really nice. Love it. When my man proposed to me, I was wearing this, you know, underneath the eyes and in the T-zone, like my chin, my forehead, my nose, because that weather over there, girl, I'm telling you right now, the humidity over the Maldives is no joke. Humidity areas are, you know, clearly translucent powder is gonna be your best friend. I had the Kat Von D. I have the Kat Von D, the big one too. And so I like bake my face clearly in more humidity locations. I use the Kat Von D, and I use this one, and that works for me for my skin type, of course, and I think it would work a lot for you with that one. But for the most part, the only primers that I use are the MAC. I use MAC in any weather. This stuff has done me wonders. The stuff is amazing. I love it in every weather. This really good for swimming, things like that. This will help you kind of maintain your waterproof, smudge proof kind of, you know, lasting wear for your foundation. Touch is really good for like date night, you know, things like that. Like Touch is really good for just about everything, just not in humid weather. I would advise Touch. Also, when I was in England, and England is, I don't know if it's humid. I would say it's a tiny bit humid. Hourglass, I've used Hourglass for years now. I love Hourglass. It's just more of that natural kind of glowy skin type, you know what I mean? This is more of a cakey but nourishing part of your dewy look. I've also worn this in Dubai. My skin was fine with this in Dubai. It was actually really nice. It did really well. Didn't come off. It lasted all day. It was great. It didn't dry my face out or anything. It was pretty normal. So this was actually great. I wore this in, you know, I guess I would categorize this desert. So Hourglass is actually really good for desert as well. And I also wore it in the Maldives, and it did great in humidity as well. My skin just looked a little bit dewy, and which is great because it's like that natural dewy look anyway. And it was not heavy. It was just so light because it goes on really lightly, and it's definitely buildable, and it has great coverage. So I actually really appreciate Hourglass. Hourglass kind of ticks the boxes for me. Yeah, Hourglass does. And so does this Prolong Nourishing Wear by MAC. This one ticks the boxes for me as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, it's super long. Thank you guys for watching till the end, those of you who did. If you haven't already, subscribe. Bye guys, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe. Bye.